Hello, my beautiful besties. Who the hell did I marry? Episode 32. My birthday is officially in 9 days on December 17th. So as my gift to you, because you are all my gifts, I'm going to be posting a story time every single day, which will probably include one of these story times for Who the Hell Did I Marry and the crossover into our new Will story. So stay tuned every day. And additionally, on my birthday on the 17th, I am going to go live to speak to all of you. So it's going to be my first live ever. So I'm going to figure out what time that will be. I'll post it and let you guys know, so then you can try to be there and join me on my birthday. All right, now who the hell did I marry? Let's get into it. So we have now signed the papers, and thank you for my sleuthers in the previous video. You guys are correct. I said 2K a month for 2 years. It's actually 6K a month for 2 years. So yes, we did get the deal that we really wanted with the help of our mommy dearest mother-in-law. So after that, her and I had celebrated. We got tipsy ass drunk on champagne. She came to my house, and that whole week that she spent with me was so great because we were cooking every day. We were having a great time. I was taking her to museums, the LACMA. I was taking her all around LA because she had never been there before except for one other time. And it was just such a great girls' time. And it was just nice to have a female figure in my life that loved me and also knew Takis. So the day before that she was leaving, I haven't seen Takis this whole week that she's been there. She's like, had seen him one time for lunch and I didn't go. She decided that she's going to cook a dinner at our apartment and she's going to invite him and some of his friends and some of my friends because we're going to play nice now because now we have the unofficial agreement. We kind of written everything out and Dino had sent it to me. I looked it over with Maddie, my friend, and my other lawyer, and everything looked good. The 6K a month for 2 years, the all expenses paid for my apartment and the moving expenses and the dogs, and basically also paying off the rent at the place that we currently were at. So he just needed to get those official papers into the system so that he could have it in an official document that Dino, his lover and butt buddy, was going to make for us. So right now we're playing nice, right? All these other men in my life that have been trying to chase my ass down, like Will, he was texting me nonstop. And I was like, look, my mother-in-law's in town and I will let you know when she's gone and then we can hang out and blah, blah, blah. But I was not talking to any men at that point, seriously, because I was just focusing my energy on me, myself, and I and my mother-in-law. And we were like girl power, female energy all the way. So the night comes of this dinner. She decides that she is going to make some very, very good ass pizza because she knew how to make pizza from scratch. So she was going to make like her own Greek style pizza where she did like a Greek salad on top. And then she was doing a pepperoni and mushroom and cheese pizza. And she also made this bomb ass berry chocolate cake that she always made. It was a chocolate lava cake with berries and jam inside, and I actually have the recipe and I'm going to try to make it sometime. It takes like a couple days because you have to do it in and out of the fridge and baking. It's like this whole step thing, but I am going to make it sometime, so I will record me doing that whenever I do that. Your girl's not a baker. She loves to cook, but she's not a baker, but we're going to attempt it in honor of my mother-in-law. So the night rolls around. I have been manically packing at the house all the things that I didn't need, like the decorative stuff, all the things on the walls, shoes that I wasn't wearing, holiday things that I didn't need. Baloo. Let's go. Come on. All right. Perhaps it was not challenging enough. And also while looking at a couple places. Now that I knew what my budget was, I was really getting down to the wire on looking at a couple different places that I was really liking. There was one that was over in Larchmont Village that was like a bungalow style that opened up right outside to the outside, but it was a little bit budgety and not that big, so I was a little concerned about that. And then I was looking at another place that was on Melrose in Hollywood that was kind of a more traditional apartment building. It was very small, didn't have a yard, and also it was just somewhere that wasn't going to be very good room for the dog. It had a huge ass closet, and it was definitely within my budget, so I knew that I was going to be living within my means a little bit. And those were the two places that I'd really been picking out that also Takis' mom was helping me with. The night comes around. I'm helping her prepare everything. I ended up wearing this cutesy milkmaid white shirt that went off the shoulder with a denim strapless dress over it and these little booties because I knew that I was probably going to go grab drinks afterwards because Takis' mom was going to go a bit early. I was going to probably go get a drink with Will after. Then I was going to take her to the airport the next day. I was like, look, I haven't a good girl. I've been inside, but I need some attention in my life from a hot man. So I was planning on doing that. And I just wanted to look hot too with Takis and his friends coming over. The people that came over were Takis, his butt buddy Dino, his other butt buddy Billy, and then two of my really good gay friends, and then one of my other best friends who is a girl. So the first people to arrive are my friends, and we're all kikiing it up with Little Miss Mom-in-Law, having wine and just laughing, and she had also brought some really good Greek vodka that was made from olives. And so we were just taking shots of that. We're having a good time. And then she gets a text from Takis. And she looks at it and she starts cursing in Greek. And I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, this malaka means asshole in Greek. She's like, this malaka is saying that he is going to be an hour late. I'm like, an hour? Like, he was supposed to be here 30 minutes ago because the dinner was already starting. We're not waiting on him. She's like, no, we're absolutely not. And she's like, I can't believe I've only seen him for lunch one day. I've been here for a week. And now he's saying that he's going to be an hour late to this dinner. I'm like, okay, girl, we're going to eat. And they can just show up when they show up. She's like, okay. So we set the table. We're all sitting at the table. It's honestly a great time because it's just me, my friends, and my mom-in-law. We're eating the pizza. We're laughing. We're telling stories. I'm telling her about how I met my gays and when we're going out. And she's telling us about her stories when she was young and she was working for a flight academy and she was working for an airlines and she was traveling and she was meeting all these hot young European men and how she literally walked up to this super hot German man when she was working for an airlines. She was at the airport. She saw him. She was like newly engaged to Takis' father, but she kind of thought he might have been an asshole. And she sees this hot ass German man and she's like, ooh, he's cute. Blonde hair, blue eyes, obviously very German. She walked up to him. She apparently like whispered in his ear. She's like, I don't know if you speak English or not, but you look really good. And he was like, you look good too. And then they literally went to the bathroom. She like made out with him and then she walked out. And then she went back on her plane back to Greece and then at some point married Takis' dad. Like, it's a little messed up, but like kind of what a boss bitch. Like we were all like, you're a queen and we absolutely stand you. I want to say it was like exactly an hour later. We hear a knock on the door. And I had told Takis that anytime he was going to come to the house, even though he was invited, he needed to pretend like he didn't live there and he needed to be respectful. So I was like, okay, good. This man is knocking. That's good. I open the door. It's Dino. I look out in the hallway, no little Taki head. I'm like, hi, Dino. He's like, hey. He walks with a big bottle of champagne and a big bottle of red wine. And he walks in, he sees Taki's mom, because obviously they know each other. He's like, oh, hello, da-da-da. They're kissing, they're speaking in Greek, they're greeting each other. I introduced him to my friends. He had known one of them. And she looks at him and she's like, Takis, da-da-da-da-da. She starts saying, like, where is he? And they're speaking in Greek, they're going back and forth. She's mad. She's going like, what the hell, da-da-da. She's like really not happy. He's just like, I don't know what to tell you, saying stuff like that. I'm looking at him, I'm like, is Takis not coming? And he's like, he's not. I'm like, his mother is literally here for one more day who he hasn't seen in years and he's only seen her once while she's been in town. Like, what is he doing? And he was like, he has something to take care of. He said that he might try to make it later, but he told me to come ahead of him. I'm like, what an asshole. Like, the fact that I even let him back into this house, his mother prepared this big ass meal. Also, keep in mind, the berry chocolate cake was his favorite cake. She made it just for him. Okay? Like, the woman was trying to make an effort, especially for her son, now that we had worked things out. She was trying to show him that she still loved him and that things were going to be fine. Motherfucker is like, not going to show apparently. I go and I text him and I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're doing because I know that you don't have a job right now. I don't know who you're out hoeing about with. I don't know what the hell your dick is up to, but you better get your ass to this house. And this is the only time I'm ever going to say this, to get your ass to this house. So you better take advantage of it because this woman cooked up a storm just for you. And you need to come here and pay your respects to her and like eat her food and be around her. He doesn't text me back. Man leaves me on red. I'm like, motherfucker. We sit down, we have some wine, we eat with Dino, we finish our food, we have dessert. She brings out the dessert. We get that melty goodness in our mouths. It's delicious. We're also having a good time. Dino is checking his phone. Still no talkies. I'm checking my phone. No response. I'm like, ugh, whatever. This is really annoying. So we finish. Dino helps Taki's mom wash the dishes and put everything away. I say bye to my friends and Dino's gonna leave too. I'm like, I guess your friend isn't showing. And he's like, I guess not. I'm like, did he even respond to you? He's like, I don't know what he's doing, which I know is a lie. He always knows what he's doing. Like, those dudes were like attached at the hip. He was probably out soiling his loins about town or whatever. And that was just more important to him than seeing his dear mother. He leaves. I look at her and I'm like, I'm really sorry, mama, like, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, it's Takis. This is just his MO. It's fine. I'm sure he got busy. I'm like, well, this was great. My friends loved you. This was such a good time. I loved it. She had wrapped up all these cute little leftovers for my friends. She had like specifically bought these little pizza slice boxes when we were at the store to put their pizzas in so they could take it home. And then she drew their names on there really cute in Greek and in English, all pretty lettering and florally. Like, she was just so cute. I'm like, okay, so the next day I have to take her to the airport. I have to leave the house at 8 a.m. to take her there. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go out for a little bit with Will to go dancing and maybe bowling and have a drink, and then I'll be home. And she's like, baby, don't worry about me. Like, I'm going to bed now. I'm going to snuggle with the dogs. You go have fun. Like, you deserve to be treated well by a man. Go out and don't even worry about me. Like, you'll get me to the airport tomorrow. I'll be fine. I'm like, okay, bet. I'm waiting for Will. Will calls me probably about like 10 o'clock or something in the night, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna come pick you up now on the bike. I'm like, wait, you're on your motorcycle? And he's like, yeah, I only have a motorcycle. I'm like, okay, well, I'm in a dress and I don't want to be on a motorcycle at this moment. Like, I don't mind being a motorcycle. I drive a motorcycle and I love a motorcycle. But I was like, I'm in a cute ass outfit and my hair is done. Like, this is not something that needs to be covered by a helmet head right now. So I'll just meet you wherever. Like, why don't you just send me an Uber where we're going to meet? And he's like, okay, let's actually go bowling at the Roosevelt Hotel. Because the Roosevelt Hotel, which is in Hollywood, it's this really beautiful hotel that is like very famous in Hollywood. And they have their own bowling alley and a bar, which is super fun and very, very cute. I'm like, actually, the Roosevelt is really close to me. I'll just walk there. He's like, okay, I'll meet you there. So I walk over to the Roosevelt, which is really close by. And honestly, I probably shouldn't be walking at 10 p.m. at night in Hollywood because it is a little bit sketchy. But you know what? Live and learn. We get there and he is wearing the cutest little white button up, rolled up with a sweater vest over and his signature like skinny ass jeans, which did not love, and his swoopy ass hair and his tall 6'3" ass and blue eyes. Y'all, it is so interesting, this man, because right after Takis and I had broken up for the first time, I remember I was on a shoot and I was super, super sad, obviously, about him cheating on me. And I was just like, fuck this man, blah, blah, blah. Another model looks at me and she goes, Kat, don't worry. After Takis, you are going to end up with the tallest, hottest, most blue-eyed, most shaggy, dirty blonde-haired man. And he is going to be so kind to you, and he's going to ride a motorcycle, and he's going to sweep you off your feet, and he's going to love you like no other. So she said that to me. So then when I was going out with Will, I was thinking, oh my God, this is the man. Like, this all went to a T, and I thought the universe was rewarding me for all the trials and tribulations that I had gone through with Takis. Unfortunately, it was a little short-lived because we did have some good times, which I will go through in the series with him, but there were definitely trials and tribulations, and that was a whole ass thing. I am like so into this man because he is so beautiful. And at first, the first time I remember we went out and I was thinking like, I don't know if I'm super into you. Like, you tried to kiss me a couple times, but then I don't know what changed, but my hormones or what time of the month it was. But suddenly I was seeing this man in a new light because he showed up with flowers and was just so sweet and just honestly the opposite of Takis, right? So I have a theory. The reason I ended up with Will after this is not because he was the best choice for me, but it was because he was the exact choice that I needed in many ways that was opposite from Takis. Takis was a provider. He was protective. He was very like masculine energy, and he was the I'll figure it out and everything will be okay and don't worry about it guy. He was the guy that I knew that if anything ever happened in the month, if there was any other problems, I never had to worry about anything, which was very rare for me because I grew up in a household with a mother that was like, we got to figure it out. As women, we're always the ones that figure it out. And then when I left and I went to modeling and I just started living on my own, I always realized that I have to figure it out because it's only me and I have to figure it out. So being with Takis was the only time in my life at that point that I'd been with someone that was like, I got you and I will take care of you. Now, he took care of me financially and all of my well-being as far as keeping me alive. Mentally, emotionally, and my heart, not so much. Will was the opposite. Will was a struggling actor and model who definitely did not have the means to take care of me, but he had the means to take care of my heart in the very beginning. He love bombed the shit out of me, you guys. He was so sweet, so complimentary. He was so affectionate. He was constantly giving me compliments. He was constantly writing me poems and telling me how beautiful I was all the time. And it was just such a stark contrast from what I was used to with Takis. So we're on this date. I'm like, wow, this man is so beautiful and he is just so sweet and he makes my heart so happy. And he would do things like reach over and tuck my hair behind, and he was so respectful, and he just wanted to sit there and listen to the things that I had to say, and he was so interested in knowing about me. Takis did not love just sitting at dinner and talking. Like, the man hated that shit. We could be sitting there at dinner and I'd be pulling all the conversations because the man would just be over there just shoveling food into his mouth and did not want to talk about feelings, did not want to talk about life, did not want to talk about the struggles of others. And so Will and I were at this bowling alley having Moscow mules, chatting and talking about life and the things that made us happy and the things that we were passionate about. And it was a time that I was actually feeling very seen and heard and like my feelings mattered. And he wasn't actively trying to sleep with me. It just felt like he was just trying to get to know me. And that was really something that I really needed at that time. Fast forward, it's probably like, I want to say 11 p.m. We're bowling terribly, but somehow getting a little bit better as we're getting drunk. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to run to the bathroom really quick. And he was like, great. So I run over, I'm going to go to the bathroom. As I'm heading to the bathroom, I get a text on my phone from Takis. He's like, where are you? I'm like, bitch, you've been gone like all day and you didn't show up at your mom's. Like, what do you mean, where are you? And I was like, where are you? And he was like, I'm at the house. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm at the house with my mom. We're sitting in the living room having a drink. I'm like, you're kidding me, right? Like, you missed the entire party. You missed everything. And he was like, okay, well, I'm here now and I'm chatting with her and I'm having a piece of cake. Like, come here. I'm like, no, I'm out. And he's like, come, I need to talk to you with my mom. I'm like, dude, you can't just delegate me when you want at your beck and call. Like, you should have been there hours ago and you weren't there. And I'm on a date now. And he was like, I don't care if a fuck that you're on a date. He's like, I know that you're probably somewhere in Hollywood. Don't make me search these streets for you. Is this man crazy? I'm like, no, dude. And he's like, come back. Seriously, I need to talk to you. I need to be with my mom. I'm going to leave soon, but I need to talk to you with her. Can you please just come back? Like, this is the last thing I'm going to ask you to do before my mom leaves. I'm like, oh my God. I was already probably going to have to leave already with Will because he was going to have to wake up early in the morning. So I was like, look, let me just find out from my date what's going on. I go back inside and Will's sitting there looking all cute and floppy with his hair, and he's sitting there just smiling at me, like at the little table with the little scorekeeper thing for the bowling. And I just went and sat down with him and I was like, hey. And he was like, hey. And I was like, look. And he just grabs my hand, writes on it, kisses it, and hands it back to me. I look at my hand and it said, I really like you. I was like, what a cutie. I'm like, look, I probably have to go back home and take care of some stuff. Is that okay? And he's like, yeah, no, totally. I have an early day tomorrow anyway. So I was actually going to say we should go. I already like paid the tab and we can wrap it up and let's go. I'm like, okay, great. So he walks me home, and as we're walking home, he's like holding my hand, and it was the first time that I had actually walked with a man in a long time that was being very aware of my surroundings and where I was. Like, he moved me on the inside of the street and was like, ladies never walk on the outside of the street. He was like holding my hand very proudly and just like kissing my hand randomly and just stopping me in random bushes to kiss me and be really affectionate. And it felt like something I hadn't felt in so long. It's crazy how you can be in a relationship where you feel so emotionally ignored and feel so stonewalled in affection that you are seeking, that when you finally get it from someone, that it's like you're starving and you're like, oh my God, someone's finally like giving me the love and affection that I need, because you just haven't been used to that. And I hadn't even had time to do the work on myself to give that to myself either, guys. And that was the other problem, and a very big lesson that I learned from this whole situation. So he walks me up to the front door, he gives me this very sweet kiss, and he was like, I cannot wait to see you again. And I was like, I hope I get to see you again too soon. He's like, okay, I'll text you tomorrow. I go up the stairs and I walk into my apartment, and there's old Takis sitting all cozy on the couch with our dogs, who looked very happy to be with him, and his mom. And she's like, how was it, babe? I'm like, oh, it was good. And Taki's like, I don't want to hear anything. I'm like, okay. I walk over and I sit down. So our living room, the way it was shaped is we had this big couch that wrapped around. There was a little table in the middle, and then there was like 2 chairs on the side. Takis is sitting in the middle of the couch with the dogs. His mother's sitting here. Go sit on the chair that's right next to her. So I'm kind of facing Takis. I'm like, all right, Takis, I'm here. I want to go to bed soon because I have to wake up to take your mother to the airport early tomorrow. So tell me what the deal is. He's like, no, I'm going to take her to the airport tomorrow. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'll take her to the airport tomorrow. Because he knew that I hated driving to the airport because it's actually the devil to get there, y'all. If you've ever been to LAX airport, it is actually the worst experience of your life, and something that I do not wish on anyone except for Takis. Which is why I was like, yes, you can take her to the airport. And she was like, thanks, babe. Like, I appreciate that you're going to drive me, but like, let's make this man do it because we know you don't want to wake up early and do it. I was like, oh, thank God. Finally, he does something good in my life and actually relieves some stress for me for a change. He's like, okay, I wanted to sit you both here because I have all the paperwork drawn up, and Dino is going to bring the things over to you to serve you the papers at some point this week. But I have one more thing that I want to ask you, and I want to talk to you about it with my mom here. And I'm like, okay. Y'all, this man, he stands up. He's wearing his signature little tight Gucci pants and wearing a Chrome's Heart t-shirt, of course, with his bougie ass. He walks over. I'm here. He walks up. Motherfucker gets on one knee. I'm over here looking at him like, what's going on? I'm looking at his mom like, what's going on? She's looking at both of us like, what the hell's going on? He gets on one knee. He grabs my hand and he just goes, I know I've made a lot of mistakes and I'm willing to give you everything that you want. But I will need to ask you one last time because I love you so much and I will never find anyone like you again. Will you move to Miami with me and we can start a new life together there? We can just let all the past go behind us and we can start new and I can make you happy and I can promise you that I'm going to be a better man. Y'all, me, his mother, and my dogs were all shooketh to our core. Like, what is this man on? So yes, episode 33. Coming tomorrow. Don't worry, I'm not leaving y'all high and dry. Don't worry. Tomorrow. Takis is basically proposing again. After we went through this whole ordeal, what my response is, you already know. And more. I love you and I see you. Big hug, big kiss.